right? After Noah got off the ark with Shem, Ham, and Japheth, they began to be fruitful and multiply, and then boom, Nimrod came from Cush.
Yep.
Right? Because when you read Genesis 10, it gives you the table of nations. So we're reading when they got separated.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel, for the Lord's portion is his people.
Right, so that's what it means in Esdras, man, that the nations were created for our sake.
Right.
You know?
Well, Ishmael was blessed to have 12 sons. Why? So they could be servants to the 12 sons of Israel. That's all. And it says, finishing off, it says, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Boom.
Verse 7, and it says, "Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel."
Right, once Babel is confusion. That was confusion. You're trying to build a tower, already left your rainbow. You know, what are you doing?
And it says,
The Lord didn't tell us to build a tower.
Right. And
Well, that proves that it's not for everyone, man. The other nations can't be saved. God is not at all in their thoughts. You know?
And it says, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth.
So they went from speaking one language, which we believe is Hebrew, to speaking God knows how many other languages. Which I looked it up, the scholars say 70, but we don't really know. But 70 represents complete, you know.
Keep going on. Verse 10, and it says, these are the.
No, that's it.
Okay. That's it.
Go back to Acts now.
This is
So that proves even the Acts, because we're going to read it. Okay, because what did the Lord do? The Lord divided the nations, divided up their languages, but left Israel and his land to be the portion, all right, a lot of his inheritance, and to leave them with that holy language to call on his name. Okay, but then as they begin to be scattered, he knew they were going to speak different languages, right?
start at 1 or jump down. This is Acts 2:1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come,
Which Pentecost means the 50th day, so that represents power. And this is the high holy day, the Feast of Weeks, right? So people were coming to the Holy Land for the high holy day.
they were all with one accord in one place.
Right, so this is dealing with the 120 apostles.
And suddenly there came a sound from heaven of a rushing mighty wind.
Now, if you want to see a good visual of this, you can watch the Bible series. I believe it's on YouTube. You know, watch the Bible series where the Spirit comes in. It'll show you. It'll show you how the Spirit hit Stephen and hit him hard. You know, which makes sense why he went into the history like that. You know?
And it reads, came a sound from heaven as a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting, and there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them.
Right, so you ever seen like a movie? I remember this brother shared his testimony of just a wind rushing in your room, and the pages to the book start moving around. So you can imagine it's something like that.
Right.
But the Spirit just hit him, just went inside of him, you know, just gave him the spirit, of speech, and to be a great orator, you know.
And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak with other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance.
Which means another language, not that shit that they speak in the church. You know, that's not what it's talking about, man. To speak with another tongue, that means you're speaking another language. Like right now, we're speaking English, right? So-called
Modern English.
Modern English. But if we speak with another tongue, we're going to either speak Hebrew, Greek, like whatever languages they are. You see?
Sometimes Spanish for the northern brothers,
Yep.
or some southern brothers that think they're northern.
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
My man Martin Lawrence, he said, I can't. Man, he went to Mexico on Blue Streak.
Yeah.
El Grande, you know? He was like, yeah, Dominicano.
Yep.
You know? And it says, and there were, Acts 2:5, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven.
Wait, we got to get that. I got to get the other translation.
Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language.
So at first the Lord confounded them by separating their language. Then the Lord confounded them by allowing them to speak different languages.
Bro,
The Lord's cold.
cold,
Cold.
kosher cut. Let's keep going a little more. 7, and they were all amazed. So these devout men that came to Jerusalem for Pentecost that lived in other lands, they were amazed to see Hebrew Israelite men speaking their tongue that they were raised to speak, even though they weren't actually of that land. Right. They were Israelites that were forced in that land, like us now. We're Israelites and we're forced to speak Spanish and English.
This is the NIV, Acts 2 and 5. Now there were staying in Jerusalem God-fearing Jews from every nation under heaven.
There you go. And that's our curses. We are scattered abroad. You know, that's why they knew it. They said, that proves that why they didn't go to the Pharisees, because they were shitting on them. They said, where's he going to go? To the Jews in the other land?
Exactly.
So you knew you had our people in other lands and your ass wasn't doing shit.
Right.
Fucking demon, man. But now I got to fucking sign up for a booster club.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean, though? That shit's foul, man. That's foul the way our people...
That's why the Lord broke it up, man.
Yeah, call up.
Because Jacob was just suffering, man, scattered, hopeless. You got to imagine, the heathens didn't welcome them. They were treating them like shit.
Yeah.
You know?
And then Jake was treating them more like shit. You know? And it says, 7, and they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans?
Which mean what? Meaning they're Jews. So not all of these Jews. That's where Yahweh showers from, right?
Yep. And it says, and how we hear every man in our own tongue wherein we were born.
So that's a great miracle. That's a great miracle the Lord did for Israel. Everything the Lord does is for Israel. You know?
Yeah, so that you could be in the spirit and you speaking da 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 da, and then you see some Spanish text and you're like, mira, Cristo no blanco, rojo americano diablo, Cristo negro. Yep. And you just start going. You know what I mean? You know, brothers getting into other languages, that's the Holy Spirit. Yeah, you know? And that proves the first act of being able to speak other tongues was because Israel was scattered where other tongues were spoken. Damn it. That's why it says, no language in Psalms 19.
Yep. Stammering lips
with another tongue.
Shall I speak to these people?
Boom. There you go.
These people being Israel.
Yep.
This is the book of St. James 1 and verse 1. It says James, a servant of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashma Shai, and the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes.
To the who?
To the 12 tribes which are scattered, a broad greeting. I got one more real quick. 1 Corinthians 12 and verse 1. It said, verse 2, 1 Corinthians 12 and 2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
So that was a Gentile, in the world worshiping Jesus Christ. That's a dumb idol, though. Mm-hmm. We were all Gentiles, man.
Hell
Some
yeah.
of us was into Islam. Some of us were just into, whatever. Going to Baptist church, Mm-hmm.
We all were those Israelite foreigners. We all are Israelite foreigners. We all were Gentiles. All of us over here.
That part of the great prophecy is what? The belly of dry bones.
Yep.
Being risen up and bone. Us as a camp is bone to his bone, man.
Yep.
With the breath and the skin upon us.
Yep.
Prophesying.
Yep. Yep. 3 strangers. We're just speaking about our church per se,
right,
which we can speak even further. But 3 strangers coming together with the same belief,
right,
with the same book, with the same breakdowns, and in the spirit. Come on. It said plain upon tables.
Our family.
Yep.
True family.
Yeah. You want that now? Ended on this? This is Ezekiel 36 and 16. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it.
Right, so that's why we got kicked out anyway, man. We're going to end it here, but real quick, can you go to the
Jake was messing up, man.
Yeah, Jake was heavy into idolatry, man. Worshiping woman,
worshiping man.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Oh, cool.
Baruch 4
Right to the point.
Say Baruch 4 verse 6, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath.
Right, so you fucked up, man. You thought the Lord done away with us. You thought us being sold was our downfall. It wasn't our downfall, man. It was a punishment that's ending.
And it says,
Yes, like when a kid on your block, when you were a kid, when your friend got put on punishment, you were like, I just lost a friend. We're never going to play again. You just got to wait till you get off punishment.
right.
You know?
I believe it's a proverb. It says, rejoice not when thy enemy falleth.
Yep.
But what did Esau do? He said, raise it, raise it.
He was as one of them.
Yep.
And it says, you were delivered unto the enemies, for you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
That's it.
That's why the Lord gave Daniel that prophecy, the abomination of desolation, you know, to take away the sacrifice. Because you've been sacrificing the wicked fucking idols, so now I'm going to take it away and I ain't pleased with it. Then the sacrifice came as Yahushua, who you still didn't believe, and he said, well, look, if those got ears to hear, just like what Daniel said, going to happen again.
Right.
To solidify, ain't no more sacrificing, because it's fulfilled.
Yep.
So it's fulfilled through me, now you ain't going to never try to get no sacrifice back.
Yep. Exactly.
Ezekiel 36 and 17, they defiled it by their own way and by their doings. Their way was before me as the uncleanness of a removed woman.
Right. In the ancient world, where a woman was on her cycle, she'll be put
Yeah.
she'll be put away for a season.
For till that's done, you can't touch nothing. You can't cook no food. You can't even lay in the same bed. You know what I mean? So it's letting you know as unclean as that.
So that's how the Lord looked at us.
Yep.
You know, we could end it at 22.
Okay.
God's Lord.
Go down or just jump to 22.
Oh, keep going.
It says, wherefore I poured my fury upon them for the blood that they have shed upon the land, and for their idols, wherewith they have polluted it. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries according to their way, and according to their doings I judged them.
And when they got dispersed through these countries, they got with women, they spoke different languages, they wore different garments, they carried different customs.
Even King Solomon built temples to the his heathen wives' gods, right? In his old age, you know?
He went off. That's how you went off. Not by having sex with those women, but by building, idols for them.
Right.
You know?
Reverencing their god, their false gods. You know, and that's what Jake did. Samson Delilah, she finally got him over. You know, kept bugging and bugging, you know? He said, I'm about to die.
Nagging.
Yep.
Fucking nagging.
Yep. Fucking nagger.
Right.
Linger. And it says 20, and when they entered unto the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name, when they said to them, these are the people of the Lord, and are gone forth out of his land.
Right, now how did they do that? By being in the heathen customs, man. You know, like a Michael Jordan, that's profaning the name, man. In the kingdom, nobody's going to remember how good you can dunk.
True.
You know, everything here is going to be fucking nuked and wasted away. You know?
And he was super proud with it too. He said, I ain't taking pictures with no niggas.
Yep.
Remember he said to Charlemagne, or Chameleonaire?
Yep.
And it says, 21, Ezekiel 36:21, but I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen whither they went. Therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord power, I do not this for your sake, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen whither ye went.
So that's how we're going to be delivered out here, man, for the name's sake, man. That's why we're standing here right now, for the name's sake, man.
Right.
Okay, that's why Yahweh is going to send Yahushua back for his name's sake. Okay? Brother's good?
Yeah.
With that, we want to say all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, HaKadosh.
Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, Wakasai, Mabarakim. Peace, mercy, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.